I am
Okay,
here.
I believe we are live. Yes, we are. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Among the Embers at this unusual time. Although on the plus side, it does mean that I have actually slept, which, since I started work, I have not been able to do prior to running, so I should have a few more brain cells than usual. Yay. Anyway, welcome to Among the Embers. As usual, we would like to thank Modiphius for creating this wonderful gaming system, the charming people at Star Trek Online for allowing us to use some of their assets, and Fury of Seraph on DeviantArt, who made the template which allowed us to create the Nightingale's dedication plaque. Welcome specifically to part 2 of the Rainbow Line, where the Crusade is sending a full attack fleet to try and destroy crucial crossroads and staging point of Starbase 234. And there are explosions. So many explosions. And specifically, there's a lot more going on than you can see here. This is just one part of the battle.
This is the spearhead battle.
Exactly. With the current objective being to capture the EKS Lucara, with the hope that you can use some of its retrofitted Crusade technology to banish the entire Crusade back to their own dimension. Should be good. But let's get some music going. Lovely. Which track is this actually? Oh yeah. Oh no, this is actually from Star Trek Online. Anyway, we were at the top of a new round, and I believe that the Crusaders went last, which means my assorted Starfleet, Romulan, and Klingon friends.
With a Gorn ship.
With a Gorn ship. Don't forget the Gorn ship. Which, hey, no, that means that when it comes to the boarding operation, you have the option of having a full Gorn security team with you.
Right.
That would be fun.
I think one Gorn is bad enough. How about a whole security force?
More Gorn than you can handle.
Is Gorn to be nuts?
No Gorn crazy. Oh, gotta love the dad puns.
I mean, we all play Star Trek Online. Gorn puns are traditional.
Right.
We were Gorn to be wild.
That's actually a good one.
Okay. Though, weirdly enough, let me just double check. Because they have stats for Gorn starships in the Beta Quadrant supplement. But...
Have you done any more work on the sound effects with our fleet rules of fleet engagements?
I have not.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah, I mean, it's annoying, but it doesn't seem to actually... I'm not sure what I can actually do to fix it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Come on. Yeah, I was right. There are stats for Gorn starships. There are not stats for any baseline Gorn NPCs. Just the species stat block.
Maybe they're still
Huh.
working on maybe they're still working on personnel characters.
I mean, it's not hard to throw together just a minor NPC for these guys.
Huh.
There's a bunch of them for Romulans, Orions, Klingons, but no more for some reason. Oh well, whatever. I can figure something out. Because we are very likely to hit boarding action, because as you can see, the Lucara is damaged, and yeah, regrouping is difficult, as we've discovered. I'm not sure anything has actually succeeded yet.
No, I've tried twice with the USS Litchfield, and I failed both times.
Mm-hmm. So,
Well, at least you didn't knock your ship out.
No, I didn't.
yep, we are in fact,
One ship down.
yep, the Imperial Romulan Warbird Firehawk is drifting and leaking plasma.
And Brolak is just thinking, I've been in this situation before. Right wing shot off.
Yep.
Anyway,
Alright, so, who wants to take the start of the new round?
I can.
Alrighty. We can add notes somewhere. Can I put them on the desktop?
oh, that's right. You have control of the Moog and the Talonus.
Yep, I'm gonna move the Talonus in to take some shots at the Luke.
Bold move.
Alrighty then. Let me guess, this is gonna break. Music.
Probably not gonna succeed at that.
Oh,
Definitely not. Alrighty. So, I'm afraid, Commander Jirok, that the heavy disruptors of Lucara fend you off. You do have a second action, though.
It's a command ship, isn't it?
The Talonus does not have the command action. It's just the Laval, the Moog,
the Litchfield.
the Enterprise.
Alright,
Not the Litchfield?
Actually, she's an admiral, so it makes sense for. Wait, no, it's stat based. So no, the Litchfield does not.
Okay.
Because it's not just about command crew; it's about having a suitable communications relays and all that kind of thing.
And sorry to interrupt you again, Tan, but does the Galaxy have the command ability? Because I think I remember having that ability or something. Or it was given to me.
No, the Galaxy
Only
does not.
three.
The Galaxy's special thing is stronger repairs.
Okay. Never mind.
Alright. Do I have any limitations on that, or can I take a swing again?
You can take a swing again if you so wish.
Ooh,
There we go.
there's a comeback.
And yeah.
How the tables have turned.
Lucara is down.
Wait, what? It's disabled?
It's disabled.
Well, now.
Which means yeah, which means you just have to claim the space around it and then initiate boarding operations.
Well. Nice going, Bjorn.
Nice work, Commander Jirok. Definitely living up to her aggressive reputation.
Whoever has the Laval, do you want to move that up and take on Beta next, I think?
Oh.
Alright,
Who has Laval? Is that you've Ventot or?
I believe.
I think you're right.
Yeah, because you had the Laval and the Firehawk, didn't you?
Yes.
Naz has the.
Zadok and Imperador.
Yes.
I have the Galaxy and Litchfield. And Kraid has the Nightingale Enterprise.
Correct.
Which...
Alrighty. Let me just zoom in here. This is a lot of stuff, overlaid over stuff here.
Yeah.
Okay. What makes it worse is I can see all of the destroyed ships because I didn't remove them. I just shunted them to another plane. So it's even more busy than it is for you guys. Okay. Alright. Crusade Beta is going to use a direct action.
Don't do that.
And we're going to make an attack run on the Tolonus with Beta 2.
Are you kidding me?
Ah.
Ew.
Oh.
Alrighty. Tolonus is out of action.
And side question: you say the Galaxy has improved repair operations. Does that only include the Galaxy itself, or could I direct them on a friendly ship?
Anything adjacent can benefit.
So, say the Galaxy was adjacent to the. Could it bring back the Tolonus, or does it have to be actually still in the game to repair?
Ships which have been removed from the game have taken too much damage to be repaired during that engagement.
Okay.
Or been destroyed if I'm feeling cruel, but I'm not.
Ooh, it's been a while since we've heard this.
Actually, I just heard it when I was writing the theme today, so.
Oh.
Huh. Oh yeah, I forgot that this was actually in the... Technically this shouldn't be in the combat listing, but it's cool, so I'll leave it then.
Well, you did introduce the Crusade with this song, so it seems kind of fitting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't had a lot of opportunity to use the original Crusade theme stuff, so yeah. Alrighty. So that was one action, and Crusade Beta. Let's see, Beta 1 is down. What do we want to do with it? You know what we could do? Alright, we're going to move here and go on evasive action. Alright, over to you guys.
What's Crusade Beta's blue bar? It seems kind of overflowing.
It is, because it's technically gone over its maximum for defense, which you can do if you use the disengage maneuver.
Okay. Just curious.
Not that it's disengaging for anything, so I'm calling it evasive maneuvers.
Alright. Does anybody have a move they really want to do, or...
Let me move against Beta 2.
Alright.
So I'm going to attack the Beta 2 with the Moog.
Okie dokie.
Oh. Almost a stalemate.
Wow, that was actually a really strong roll, considering that the Moog
Is a Negvar,
has
yeah.
somewhat stronger stats. Alrighty, yeah.
Does that tally up the effects as well, or?
Actually, the Moog. Yeah. No, the Moog actually wins that.
How?
Because it's got superior offense.
Huzzah!
So all the effects count as 2.
Ah, gotcha.
Yep.
Good call. Yeah, I apparently lost my notes as to what stuff had what bonuses, so I'm having to scramble a little bit. But
I remember, I think it was the Lichfield, the Moog, and Imperator had better weaponry.
yes, they did.
And then the
Galaxy
Enterprise.
Imperator all had superior repairs. Lichfield, Firehawk. The Lichfield and Firehawk had superior movement.
Yeah.
And the Enterprise, Laval, and Moog have command.
What about the Nightingale?
I don't think I gave the Nightingale anything special.
I don't remember either.
No, she has the if she's next to somebody who's trying to regroup, it gives them the.
Oh, she's got superior
Oh,
repair.
that's right.
Okay, yeah. Okay, and the Crusade is just rude.
Pretentious jackasses.
So
The Crusade
okay.
carriers have basically everything except movement.
Does the defense go down as well?
On the
On Beta 2?
Yeah.
It did. It's automatically lowered, so I think it was higher because it was on evade last turn.
Okay.
Partly why my roll so high. Alrighty. So yes, you have another action with the Moog.
I'm firing my lasers.
Disruptors. Oh.
Okie dokie.
Why can't
Come
I
on!
roll tonight?
Oh my god!
I still win because of the double defense.
Right.
Yes, you do.
But the Crusade has mainly been rolling higher than us lately.
Yeah, this has been a messy fight.
No,
You've only lost one ship compared to them, but actually you've lost 2 because you just lost the two dilemmas.
yeah.
But you've got a lot of stuff which is damaged. Like a poor Imperator has been out of the fight since the beginning, basically.
Right. And do you not have the explosion sound effects?
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I do, but it kills the music.
Yeah, that was another thing I noted. But I remembered you saying last time that somehow the sound effects canceled out the music.
Alright, hold on, I'm just gonna try something.
Alright.
Okay, I can overlay all of that.
Yeah, we'll be right back. I'm stepping away for just a sec.
What was that for?
He's testing hitting things with music playing.
Okay. Oh, that's right, because last session, I think we had the agreement that you would hit the attack button or whatever on our ships, just so we can actually hear the sound effects or something. Or at least I remember that being discussed.
Okay, it allows me to overlay some stuff but not others, and I'm really confused. I'll leave it up to you guys. Do you want the music or do you want the sound effects? Because apparently we're not allowed to have both.
Sound
I'll
effects.
Yeah, sound effects.
Sounds like quitters talk.
Alright.
Alright, back.
I just need someone else. Wish I could find out how to look at their code, because I'd love to see some of the back end that rolled 20 so I can fix some of these things.
I mean, this isn't a problem with like I think the JavaScript is a little wonky in places, but to be honest, I'm putting more blame on the jukebox itself,
Oh,
which
really?
is not scripted. Because this is not me playing with the script engine. This is me literally just pressing the play button on stuff. And just randomly, it seems to decide that some things are allowed to overlay and others are not.
Yeah.
Which is annoying. But okay, so we are going with sound effects. So if you let me press the attack button, and then in theory we'll have fun sounds. Now, let's see. The Moog successfully wiped out both gunships, so it's back to the Crusade. And I need to.
I would say that on our turn, I would say that Nas should either move the Imperator up, or the Nightingale should. No, not the Nightingale. The Enterprise should help with repairs on the Litchfield.
Alrighty, what do they even have left? They've got a couple of Katangas. They've got a Crusade Alpha down there.
Yep, they've just got a gunship squadron and
Yeah, carrier,
Katangas and carrier.
the gunship squadron.
2 carriers, 2 attack cruisers, and 1 fighter squadron left.
Yep. Yeah, the carriers have more or less stayed out of it until now. Keyword there being
sound good.
until now.
Say what now?
Keyword being until now.
The big boys are moving in.
Oh God! Reinforcements?
How do we want to play this? Alright. Yes. So, Crusade Alpha. Yeah, Crusade Alpha is going to go on the offense. So that is.
Like Alpha the carrier, or oh, never mind.
And then open fire on the Litchfield.
No! Oh God, I'm not liking this right now. Fuck!
Litchfield is down.
Damn it!
This is not going very well for us.
So,
Janeway, you should have stuck with Voyager.
apparently so. Yes. While attempting to shield the Nightingale from assault, one of the Prometheus Colossus sections takes a critical hit and actually detonates, and the other 2 are left drifting. Okay, that
Ouchies.
was... Yeah, that was 2 actions. So back to you.
Who's left?
Never mind about those.
Imperator.
And me.
Imperator.
Okay, yeah, definitely move the Imperator. I'm not saying... never mind. Just move the Imperator.
We need to move Laval too, but
Everything. Well, it's basically whatever action we take, it's going to be move and shoot.
Move and shoot.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
So, whoever thinks they can move and shoot. Probably the Laval could hit Crusader. There we.
The Imperator can attack.
Alrighty. Remember that you have stuff like Feint available to you, which might be helpful with taking on the bigger stuff. Let's see how this goes.
the thing about moving Laval right now is I got like a line of ships or majority on my side in between me and the target.
Ooh, Imperator wins.
Imperator does win.
The Laval's just one move away from Beta.
Okay, okay. For some reason, I was thinking of a ship's not spot. I thought it was like a wall. Like I couldn't fly through it.
And you're damaged, so you only get the 1 action.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Shit.
Alright, so got a couple of gunships and such like. Alrighty. Crusade Alpha 1 is first going to feint. And then it's going to go on an attack run.
On Imperator?
Yep. That did not fire off, so I'll do it manually. That's their
Squadron
cannons,
attack.
by the way. That sound effect, as opposed to the beams.
Makes sense.
Alrighty. Oh wait, this thing's damaged, so it only gets 1 action. Alrighty, I guess it's not going to attack then.
Well, well, for an attack, doesn't it need to like move towards its opponent and then fire, or both of those 2 separate moves?
The first thing I did was a feint, so it took down Imperator's defenses.
Gotcha.
Okay, back to you guys.
Var, do you want to move the Laval, or?
Well, obviously,
Okay.
if I can.
You should be able to.
Because so I can move him up to be next to Lucara and who's that?
Crusade Beta?
Crusade
I would
Beta.
say-
Who's in
I
front of
would say-
Lucara?
Crusade Epsilon.
Okay.
I would say probably move to the hex to the upper right of the moat.
So right here.
Yeah. That way you can fire on Beta. Moog can move in. We can start
Not
out
All right, that
flank
sounds like a
this.
plan. If we is, yeah, okay.
And you can do that their feint move.
Yeah, I would say do the feint move on the Crusade Beta, because they got mucho defense.
Let's do it. Am I moving it or are you moving it, Lazo?
You can move it.
Yeah, you have control of it. Laz is just firing. The fun stuff.
Okay. And
Okay,
do I need to hit a button?
No. Fainting is something I've got to do. Okay, so that is 2 actions. Okay, yep.
And that's all I got, unless I can command someone else.
No, you've already used your 2 actions.
Unless you supercharge your engines, but that cuts into your defense a bit. If you supercharge your engines, then you could feint and attack if you wished.
Let's not supercharge. I think this is good.
Alrighty. Okay, so we've got a couple of Katingas now. Okay, Crusade Epsilon is going to make an attack run on the Nightingale. Wow, that was horrible.
Not with that roll, he's not.
Wait, don't get too high. Don't get too celebratory yet. Okay, it gets celebratory.
Okay, yep.
Nightingale for MVP.
Right.
And what do we want to do? We're going to make another attack.
Ambitious.
Yeah, let's hit the Nightingale again.
Oh, well, never mind.
Alrighty. Fintot, your ship is shaking apart again.
He knows he's already trying to stop it.
Excellent.
I would like to move the Galaxy up, and then make an attack on the Crusade Alpha 1. Ooh, I'm liking that.
You should.
Oh,
Bye-bye!
Boom.
No more fighters.
Alrighty.
Be careful now. We still have 2 carriers.
Yeah, but wasn't that all the fighter compliments?
that was
is
all their
my
deployed
gunship.
fighters. Yeah.
Okay. But still, it's no more fighters for the immediate moment.
I mean, bearing in mind that those are full-on gunships, so they can literally only fit 4 in their hangars, and each of those squadrons is was 2 gunships. So yeah, they're out.
Fair enough.
Yay! Nice work, Galaxy. Okay, there is literally 1 more Crusade ship which can do anything.
And 3 more of us.
Yeah. All that's left on our side is just Crate to move.
The Gorn has not moved, Enterprise has not moved, and the Nightingale has not moved.
Right, sorry.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Delta. What's your plan?
Okay, we're gonna move in.
Surround yourself by us, okay. I liken this plan.
It's a good day to die.
For a traitor.
It's still a good day to die, okay? Alright, let's take a shot at Imperator.
I think you should be more embarrassed that you are a disgrace to the Empire.
Right?
Well, you gotta remember, they don't believe they are.
Look, when the Emperor comes down and calls you a disgrace, you are a disgrace to the Empire, no matter
Right.
what you think you are doing.
Dak, you gonna roll defense?
I haven't seen
From-
Delta's attack, but yes, I will.
It rolled an attack of 4.
I don't know about you guys, but the log's been giving me trouble with not scrolling for some reason.
There it goes. I think it was just lag because Delta hadn't moved either. Alrighty, let's see how this works. Oh,
Please tell me that being a Borg ship, it has like some kind of special defense.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's true. Imperator does have enhanced weapons and defense, doesn't it?
Let me just check something. Da, 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 da. Okay, enhanced defense applies to defense rolls as well. So that was in fact a 6, not a 3.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna do that again. Not with that fucking roll or not.
Okay.
Okay, I think that there's a sound clip which needs to be played here.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh. Kill it with fire.
So yeah,
Imperator is expanding her collective.
it does appear that Imperator is assimilating that Katinga.
That's a Katinga. We got this.
Alrighty. Yeah. Imperator's doing way better now than she was at the start of this.
She just needed to get beat up a little bit, knocked around, and realized she had to pull her actual game face on.
Yes,
Right.
well.
Alright.
Oh shit! You don't scare me. Show me your real war face.
Alright.
Yeah, she finally got the resistance is futile in her brain.
All right, I think that the Enterprise is going to move and shoot. Probably, yeah.
Sounds good.
It's going to shoot that big boy right there.
Okay.
What? Oh yeah, that's right. Because
Stuff.
It's like
Lazarus-
some ships have that flail and some aren't, and I'm not sure what's going on. with
Yeah. And one of them's in effect.
that. Enterprise
Don't
does
know.
not have bonus attack.
All right, well, he rolled a 5. Or whatever the numbers, yeah.
nice.
Okay.
Booyah!
Even with bonus offense, that is not enough for that carrier.
You are facing the flagship of the Federation. You don't stand a chance. Shinzon did not stand a chance.
At least they didn't have to ram it.
Alright.
Yes, we did not need the Troy maneuver.
Troy maneuver. Is that
No,
really what it's called?
Troy maneuvers crashing into a planet.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. Zadak and Nightingale. You have one Katenga and one carrier to clean up.
Well, I say let the Zedek go.
Yeah, Zadok's going to try and take out the Epsilon. Or
That way-
take out Epsilon.
That way, it's a lot more closer to boarding the Lucara as well.
Indeed.
Yep, there's the move action, and then as part of the attack, he's going to just keep on flying to pull up next to the Lucara. And Zadok's going to open fire on
Oh
Crusade Epsilon.
god! Zedek is just kicking ass.
The Gorn hegemony has to prove that war with them is a bad idea.
Oh my god, Zedek attack roll of 7 and Epsilon defense roll of 3. That is...
Dang. Dang.
Alrighty. Just leaves the Nightingale. Probably wouldn't suggest trying to make an attack run on the carrier.
Yeah,
Uh,
no.
You could feint. That would give you a space of movement, feint, and then you could use an actual movement to pull away.
Well, I have
She's
one.
damaged.
She's damaged. She's one movement.
Oh, yeah.
You
know
could
what?
go for a repair.
Yeah. She should be good at that.
Get Ventot's engineering teams to work.
Right?
It doesn't involve using a deflector. We're good.
Hey, the last couple of times we used a deflector, it went well. Minus the whole being connected to the Crusade ship thing.
I mean, granted, we pretty much figured out you can't do it with a regular roll, right?
I mean, you're not in an awful position for it. Basically, you've got 3 dice, and you need to roll a 5. And both effects, you've got 50% of the faces on the dice are 2s, so in theory, you've got a good shot.
Well, let's see what happens. Oh my god!
God!
Wow. Wow.
Why was that roll done again?
That was a regroup.
Oh.
Wait, is it
Technically, you get
why
a
does it
move
say-
part regroup if you want to.
Why does it
Something
say defense? Should it say regroup?
It says defense roll because that's the stat that it's rolling.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I guess if we're gonna move, well, yeah, if I get move 1 square move, we're gonna go there so that the Imperators has a clear movement to the.
All right.
Is it just me or is he breaking in and out?
He was kinda, yeah.
I think that was just my stutter.
And
Okay.
which of our ships has special repair capabilities? I know it's the Galaxy and Enterprise. Is it any other ship?
The Nightingale.
Galaxy, Zadak, Nightingale, and Imperator.
I thought you said Enterprise had repair capabilities as well.
Did I not say Enterprise?
Yeah, he did.
I didn't.
No,
Oh,
Enterprise has command.
Yeah.
Oh, command. Okay.
Yeah, the Enterprise's main strength is it's just a solid block of stats.
True. I was
And then
gonna.
you're just getting fancy stuff to the stuff with lower stats, or the stuff which actually needs to be extra scary.
I was gonna say on my next turn, I'll move forward and give repairs to the Nightingale.
Okay. Only thing left is Crusade Beta. All right. All right. Lucara, as the last action of that round. Even though it's technically dead, but it's still getting an action because reasons. Is going to use its action to start jettisoning escape pods.
Don't tell me they're going to scuttle the ship.
The Nightingale and the Zadak are easily in range to pick those lifeboats up, though.
But the grabbing the people really doesn't give us the benefit. We need the computer, right?
Well, the people.
You need the trans-dimensional rift generator installed on it.
Yeah.
So top of the new round. And Crusade Beta is going to use one action to scoop escape pods. And is going to beetle for it.
Self-preservation in the Crusade? Like they're afraid of us or something.
I doubt it. They're afraid. I think they're falling back for to regroup for another.
They might be regrouping. There is a shift of forces to send another attack wave here, but as you survey the battle, it does appear that they don't have a lot of free forces. Things have gone pretty well here, forces notwithstanding, but yeah, the other battlefronts, you seem to be holding your own.
Yeah, I was about to ask how are the background fleets doing.
Alrighty, which means you are in a position to board the Lucara. It does appear that there are still life signs aboard. Not everyone left.
Of course not. They have to protect their technology, so they are going to stay there till the ship blows up. If they're going to blow it up.
Now, question: is it okay if I take my turn to give repairs to Nightingale, or do we want to just go ahead and send boarders?
This is the last of the fleet action. We're not coming back to this screen.
Okay, I'm just.
So I would just send boarders then.
Okay.
I mean, as far as like lasting damage and stuff goes, I haven't actually taken any breaches or anything off the Nightingale. As far as I'm concerned, the only way that lasting damage is applied is if something gets quote-unquote destroyed.
Fair enough.
So the Nightingale got shaken up a lot, and Vintot's got a lot of sweeping up to do, but you are good to go for now. So, much of the fleet, much of the Spearhead is reconfiguring to deal with potential counterattacks. But it is time to get aboard the Lucara and claim your spoils of war.
So back to our real characters.
Woo!
Is everyone boarding the Lucara, or is it just...
I mean, somebody needs to stay on the ship and provide overwatch.
Well, I mean, obviously the captain would have to remain on board the Nightingale, because Starfleet protocols and whatnot.
And I'm betting we need to take an engineer to be able to dismantle that device to take it with us. Wouldn't that be
Well,
important?
well, we can't dismantle it. We gotta disengage it and take it with us.
That's what I meant. Detach it and things like that. Make sure it doesn't get damaged.
You're probably going to need. I can see good reasons for everyone to come. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
And there'll be some other boarding teams as well.
Yeah,
Just security going around to secure stuff. But
and
I'm
plus,
very happy to hand wave some logistics and just let you all, minus the captain, go over there.
since how Vinton and I have direct experience with Crusader technology, our experience would be even more valuable with this trans-dimensional tech.
Indeed. In theory, anyway.
In theory.
Alrighty. Got some new music going. Alrighty. So, before too long, you are beaming over to the Lakara. It's taken some heavy hits. A lot of lighting is down. Artificial gravity seems to be spotty. Power's fluctuating. But it's as soon as you beam aboard, you get a really weird feeling about this place. It's just... This is old. And it's not just the Klingon stuff. This... Like, the architecture of the ship itself is just antique. Like, Bjorn, you would know most about Klingon designs and architecture. And you've been aboard a few old ships. And this outdates all of them.
Ooh, buddy.
But it's Klingon. Klingon's built to last. They have birds of prey in operation which were built 100 years ago. Not like this fancy Federation tech which you have to strip out all the electronics every few years.
Good marketing.
Vintot takes a look around going, I'm not sure what to expect, but I didn't expect this.
Well, we did not expect this huge monstrosity to emerge as well, but here we are.
There are also bodies.
Of course there are.
A lot of Klingons. But a few dead Crusaders here and there as well. And there's just this reminder that even against such a monstrous enemy, there's a price to be paid in war by both sides. It's all really very senseless.
Are you kidding me? Can we take a quick break? My dad's calling me. Or pause.
This isn't a bad time to pause.
Alright.
Okie dokie.
I'm grabbing a quick bite.
Alrighty.
Did I just kill the moment?
I'm just waiting for the.
We're back.
There we are. Okay.
I didn't bother typing it.
I wasn't sure. Okay, let's see. Music. Let's go with this music.
Music.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
I
this
like
feels
to.
like we're holding a Crusade derelict.
Yeah. I'd like to add that Pharrell is going to stick with the Type 2 phaser and is going to have like a specialized science kit with him, in addition to his specialized tricorder.
Excellent.
Does Nas really get to board with like her own squad of Gordon soldiers?
Yes, you do.
Yes.
I'm going to say, I certainly hope so. Because after
Big
what's...
foreign soldiers.
Big Gorn with big disruptors.
Because after seeing what Nas can do against whatever that Crusade leader was on PSI Valorum, I want to see what others can do.
Well, they're all big. They're all very big.
I
For the
certainly hope
record,
so.
Bjorn has his axe.
Excellent.
I assume you're in your honor guard armor as well.
Yes.
So let's just make sure we lay it out here. We have a team of Gorn. Who does, but I can never actually pronounce it. Bjorn have a team of Klingons.
There
He's
is a
human.
Klingon boarding party elsewhere on the ship.
Okay. So
Isn't
I'm with Bjorn and his team, which is all from a Nightingale.
You mean Bjorn?
The J is pronounced like a Y, so it's Bjorn.
Bjorn. Okay.
Okay, for some reason I thought you were calling Bjorn a Bajoran, and I was like, hang on, isn't he human?
I just couldn't have trouble pronouncing it. Bjorn.
All right,
I'm with Bjorn's
so-
team, which is all from the Nightingale.
Alrighty, so we've got two teams. We've got one section led by Nas, and we've got one led by Commander Bong.
Question. Wouldn't a team of Klingons join Bjorn? Because I would imagine they want to show these traitors their justice for betraying the Empire.
Yeah, like I said, the Moog is a Negvar class. Do you know how many troops a Negvar class can carry?
More than a Galaxy class.
It's 3,000, isn't it?
It's something like that. They dumped quite a few security teams on this ship.
Okay. That wasn't, like, verbally stated, so I had to be doubly sure.
I mentioned earlier, but it might have got run over.
Okay.
I'm just sort of narrowing it down a little bit. So they're around, but they're probably not going to show up in your particular thing.
And what about Imperator? Is she joining the fight, or is she just gonna whiz off?
She's assimilating that Katenga, attempting to repair her warbird, and has been politely disinvited from joining this particular boarding operation.
Alright.
That was
That's it.
that was an executive decision by everyone. Okay, look, you can have that thing, but this is important. Please keep your Borginess away.
Okay, that's it for me from questions.
Okay, why am I being pinged? I don't care. I'm gonna do not disturb. Okay, So, yes, you have boarded. It's kind of dark, everything's old, and there are bodies. Now, from your studies of the Lucara, it looks like there are several key places which you'll need to secure. But the most important one is going to be the head of the ship, because that contains both the bridge and the rift generator. Other teams from the Moog and the Enterprise will be securing places like the engine room.
Where did we transport anyway?
You transported in. Okay, if you look at the design of the Lucara, you've got the head, you've got a neck section, then you've got a kind of a bulbous area. You're at the front of the bulbous area.
Okay.
We've got this big structural support to go through to get to the head.
That's correct. This is the area which was easiest to stage from without risking going directly into a fight.
Okie dokie.
And Pharrell just looks around. I prefer Klingon architecture of today rather than centuries ago.
Vintot's like astonished, like, how on earth is this thing holding together?
Aren't you an engineer, Vintot? Didn't you study Klingon ships?
Yes, I did, but this is beyond. Why would I even still use this thing?
Klingons are a ritualistic bunch when it comes to... not ritualistic, but... never mind. Retcon that, forget it. I totally lost what I was going to say.
The train of thought was derailed.
Right.
We're just glad it left the station in the first place.
Alrighty. So, you part ways with the other teams and start heading towards the head of the ship. Okay, yes, there was other music I wanted to kick in for this.
Let's see. I need to look something up real quick.
Oh god.
You had to make it creepy, right?
If y'all wanted to a lone child in here, you know what to do.
Don't tell me something's gonna pop out of a sarcophagus here.
Haven't heard this since you were fighting.
Tardigrade comes running out down the hall.
Who comes running down the hall?
A tardigrade.
Oh god.
Haven't heard this music since you were dealing with darling,
Cecina.
Yep. Well, as you head forwards, running across more bodies, a lot of empty escape pods. Not the pods themselves, but where they were. A lot of jettisoned escape pod hatches. You come across a weird sight.
Yeah, that doesn't exactly set it apart from the rest of the sightings.
There's a crusade soldier, like one of the big guards with the big halberds and all that sort of thing. Which you've seen them, you've fought them. They're kind of terrifying.
Oh
And
yes.
He's standing up, but not showing any signs of hostility. He's staring at his hands and shows no sign of having seen your approach.
Pharrell looks at Vintot for a moment, Vintot and Bjorn for a moment, and back at the Crusader.
Ventod tucks to the side of the room to try and take some cover, so he doesn't get seen. Assuming there's something to get cover behind.
Nas and the Gorn are with us, right?
Yep.
Bjorn gives a wolf whistle. Says, "Hey there, beautiful. Looking for us?"
The Crusader doesn't react for a moment, and then slowly looks up. Where am I?
Frau gives another look to Bjorn and then back. Don't you know where you are? You're on the Lucara.
These are not my hands.
Oh no. Don't tell me we're looking at somebody who's been converted.
I can't remember anything. I want to dream again. Why can't I dream again? Why am I awake?
Okay.
Ventot's a little bit wide-eyed right now, going, "Oh, we have such great assignments, don't we?"
Pharrell holds his phaser in a more readied position, tensing up, wishing to the Trill gods that he was elsewhere right now.
I should be asleep.
Commander Bjorn, I recommend we leave this one for the scientists. My team will continue to move ahead and secure the objective.
Pharrell just looks at Nas. Thanks, big girl. Leave this one to me.
She just kind of shrugs.
Because I am a scientist.
She just kind of shrugs like, what would you have of me?
I wish Red was here.
Yes.
Bjorn just shakes his head, motions in a circle with his hand. All right, people, let's move along.
Crusader's reaching up to the helmet structure, clasps on, and then abruptly pulls. And the empty armor crumples.
Well, as a scientist, I can safely observe that insanity is not lost upon these guys.
Ventot just stares and goes, "Can I go back to the ship?" He's a little bit frightened. Please?
Bear with me, be right back. Doorbell just rang.
You proceed along the neck of the ship.
So I guess the answer was no.
I think that it's fair to say that
Scared myself, but
Your duty is here, Lieutenant Commander.
What now?
No, you're.
Are you talking to me?
Ventos. Lieutenant. I'm getting tangled up. Anyway, you proceeded along the neck of the ship, and you find more Crusaders just scattered around. Some of them appear to. Some of them are locked in combat with Klingons who. It's not entirely clear what happened or what's going on, but there's just a general sense that this entire ship has gone insane.
Pharrell taps his comm badge. This is Commander Rennis to the other security teams. What's your status?
Status is weird, Commander. We've yet to find any organized resistance. Just a lot of Crusaders who seem to be busy losing their minds.
We've encountered the same, and we've also encountered Crusaders seemingly fighting with their Klingon crew members. It's most bizarre.
Commander Raines, is there any sort of effect field in place?
I was beginning to think the same thing.
Sorry about that.
I'm running a scan now.
Give me a roll.
Reason science?
Reason science.
Alright. Aww.
There they are. No, you can't really. Wait, no, hold on. Let me think about this. There's no sign of any hostile radiation or anything like that in your immediate vicinity, which might have any ill effects upon you. I mean, it's not the safest of places because, I mean, it's a ship which had the health shot out of it. But there's no obvious explanation as to why the Crusade seems to have gone nuts. Unfortunately, there is too much interference from weapons fire, residual weapons fire, and just the structure of the ship to prevent you from doing any long-range scans.
I'm afraid there's no explanation I can offer, Nas. This is the structure of the ship, plus the numerous weapon interferences. Cannot give me a clear explanation as to why the crew seems to have gone insane.
My recommendation, then, is we proceed with haste and limit our time on this vessel.
I concur.
I second that.
As you approach the bridge itself, you actually run into a Klingon in Lakaran uniform. He's too badly injured to fight back. He seems to have taken some hits from a Crusader weapon, judging by the way that he's bleeding. But he's still awake and seemingly coherent, and sort of looks up at you and in a I would kill you if I could actually get up from the floor kind of way.
Does he have a weapon on him?
No. There's a Badlath by his side, but he clearly doesn't have the strength to use it.
Nodus will gesture to Bjorn, figuring that he'll want to handle this particular instance.
Is there a Dictang nearby?
Yes.
Is there any
Bjorn?
operating consoles on the bridge that Ventok can move towards?
You're
We'll
not
get
on
to
the bridge yet.
Yeah, we're just dealing with this near dead Klingon.
Trust me, when you get to the bridge, you will find stuff.
Oh, we're not on the
Yeah.
bridge yet. Okay.
No.
Bjorn
still-
picks up the Dictang and tosses it at the Klingon gently, and says, "So you can go into Stovacor arm." And he just moves on.
What'd you say? I think you cut out for me.
Bjorn tossed the Dictang to the wounded Klingon and said, "So we can go into Stovacor armed," and just carried on.
Fair enough. He clutches onto the knife and just slowly settles back, eyes closing. The door to the bridge is ahead of you.
Pharrell holds up his phaser at hip level.
Who's going in first?
Nas!
Wait, before we go in, should I scan? Should I run another scan to see if I can determine how many people are on the bridge?
Nope. Too much interference.
Right.
That's your complication.
Anything wrong with the door that requires the engineer to try and force it open?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, now let's bust on in there and be all Gornzilla.
The bridge, as you enter.
really don't appreciate my tactical expertise enough. And then Nas proceeds to break down the door and assault it.
When you enter the bridge, it's big. Really big. Like, you don't normally see this sort of size of bridge outside of a major starbase. I mean, I'm fairly sure you've all seen Discovery, so you know how big this thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has like a spiral staircase in it, doesn't it?
Yep, multiple levels.
It's like an
It's kind of a combination of a bridge and an assembly hall.
it's like an atrium.
There's more bodies around the place, and as you walk in, you see two Crusaders standing at the center, facing each other and apparently talking. Before you can do anything, one of them takes their spear and kills the other. It looks like a mercy killing, though, because they just crumple all over, no resistance. In fact, as you hear the banshee scream of energy escaping, it almost sounds like they were relieved. The last remaining living figure in the bridge is definitely a Crusader, but they are wearing ornate Klingon armor. This would be Lucara. or as you know them, Matriarch of Andrix. She just looks at you for a moment, gives a small nod of acknowledgement, and then settles back into her grand command chair.
We meet again, Matriarch.
So we do. I was wondering if I would see you again, Bria. There really is a wonderful symmetry here.
The wheel has come full circle.
I'm not sure I see symmetry so much as cyclic repeat. As commander of this vessel, you will surrender yourself and it to us.
She looks at her hands in a creepily familiar way. But she doesn't seem crazy. There's no sense of dysfunctionality. You only fail to see symmetry because you fail to see the entire picture. Not that I can blame you for it. There is much more to this story than you could ever know. I have no way to stop you from taking my ship, nor, in truth, any desire to do so.
Pharrell scrutinizes her.
Is that a unequivocal surrender?
In my time in this particular cycle, that is one constant I've observed. The Federation does so love its exact terminology. Tell me, I'm fairly certain that I have no particular value to you, so I would assume that you want this ship. May I ask why?
Yes.
You may ask, but we may.
Oh my god.
Yes. Bjorn just responds with a yes. Then he looks at Naz. Commander Basan, please see to securing any prisoners.
Aye, Commander.
You can't. Pharrell gestures to Venton to follow him while they for the transdimensional generator or whatever the damn thing's called.
Bjorn catches the eye of a couple of the Gorn and sort of nods his head at the two of them to make sure that the Gorn keep their eye on him.
You're all doomed, do you realize?
You said that from day one, and look at us now.
The sun has yet to join the fight, and there is no defeating the sun. I should know. I tried. I forgot for a long time, but actually, I have you to thank for all of this.
You're cutting out Lazu. I didn't catch any of that.
Oh, damn it. There's no defeating the sun. I should know. I tried. I forgot for a long time. But, well. Naz, that's your name, isn't it?
I am honored you remember.
He would be the first to ever defeat me. In this life or my previous one.
Then you will not resist this legal arrest.
Arrest. Is that what we're calling it?
Or capture, if you prefer.
Naz. You can call it whatever you wish. The truth is that I'm very likely to die soon. I don't think that Masaka will look kindly upon my actions here. My only hope is that whatever you plan to do with this ship will severely inconvenience her. It's the least she deserves.
Then you should be pleased to know that in Federation custody, you will of course be provided reasonable accommodations. Once this Masaka has been dealt with and the threat has been ended.
Dealt with. You really don't know what you're fighting.
I am aware of the religion, but it matters not whether she is an actual god or simply a psychotic. My scriptures, to use that term, as a Federation officer are clear.
You really believe that, don't you?
Of course. I am Starfleet, after all.
I believed in my people as well. In fact, I am reasonably confident that I was one of the last to be taken by the Crusade. I fought to the end. So much for the Grand Iconian Empire.
Oh, the...
Ventot's ear perks up. Huh?
Pharrell turns completely around, completely captivated by that last statement. The Iconians? You were an Iconian?
Yes. I looked rather different then, of course.
Oz is trying to cover for the fact that she has zero idea what an Iconian is.
We achieved quite a lot against the Crusade, actually. we were able to use our gateway technology to bypass a lot of their threats. We even managed to prevent the grand supernova, which they do so like to use as a prelude to their invasion. It weakened them, forced them to fight conventionally, prevented their goddess from joining the war for a long time. In the end, they beat us by uniting everyone else. They made their promises, they harvested, they uplifted, they built, and then they swamped us with their lies, and then eventually their orbital bombardment. And then finally, when their troops landed, they were taking the last of us down. And I stood before the goddess that had single-handedly eradicated our lost fleet. She told me that I had proved myself to be strong, and I would be her herald for the next cycle. Wow. You proved to make that difficult, didn't you? You foiled me over and over. Until finally, I even lost in single combat. The symmetry, Maz, is that I defeated the previous herald. Fairly sure that when Masaka captures you, she'll make you the next one. She does so like her symbols. And once that happens, you won't remember Starfleet or your principles. You won't even remember your name. All that you'll know is the dream. And when you awaken from the dream, you'll just be a soldier.
And how is it that you are able to remember now?
I told you. Nas reminded me.
Your grand fight.
It was a shock to the system, you could say. It's been preying on me ever since. And then when we came to this grand battle, congratulations on defeating my escorts. Very nicely done.
We had to capture this one intact.
As the ship started to fall apart, I just settled back and started to think of home. My real home. Not the one we all dream of. And it spread. And then, well, all those who had not abandoned ship at my command started remembering glimpses of their former lives. I suppose most of them didn't have strength to do so without losing their minds. But I think they will probably be happier. There are a few worse things, believe me, than waking up to realize quite how much you have lost.
I know a thing or two about previous lives, but I'd imagine what you faced is different from what my people face.
Let me leave you with one last thing to ponder. Immortality can be a terrible curse. Do you seriously believe that you can use this ship to defeat the Crusade?
Maybe not this ship exactly, but it'll provide the turning point for us.
Would you care to watch?
I would love to. She leans forward in the chair. I will even help you if I can. Whatever revenge I may achieve will likely be petty in the grand scheme of things, but sometimes you just have to take what you can get.
With this ship, it'll help you strike at Masaka herself. So, if you consider that enough, I wouldn't call it petty.
Do you know what she is?
Pharrell just says plainly, no. But you do.
Yes. I have seen her. Both the puppet that she walks around and puts in front of screens, and the real thing. What do you understand a god to be?
I cannot answer that question, as the understanding varies from my time in Starfleet. And my past lives.
What about you, Nana? Do you have gods?
It's actually a question I haven't thought about before. Do the Gorn have gods, or are they? I remember something about ancestor worship, but not actually sure.
I remember from when I read one of the Star Trek Typhon Pact books that the Gorn have have gods. Like, I don't remember. It's been a little while since I last read the book, but they have some kind of deity figures.
Sorry for breaking the mood, but that's actually honestly a question I hadn't thought about before.
No, that seems like a legit question in this particular moment.
Here we go. Gorn. Gorn have multiple gods, but it's essentially in the form of they have one central deity, and then she has a harem.
Fair enough.
God, how the hell am I going? I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm just going to paste it.
Siyaza, I think.
Sayaza, sure. The Great Eggbringer. And
Yes.
the Mistress of Fertility.
Yes, that name does ring a bell from when I read that book. Sayahaza.
So Sayaza and the Great Father were responsible for the creation of the Gorn species and were thus their founders. But Sayaza then had to protect the Gorn from the Great Father who tried to devour them. She then banished the Great Father into the coldness of space, where he was never worshipped again. So yes, that's your big main goddess. There's some stuff about ancestors and all that sort of thing, but it's mainly you have a giant fertility goddess who gave birth to your species.
That's kind of shrugs. Gods, not my forte, really. Ours is a creator, the Great Mother. But she is not a god of conquest. What we do now is our own device, not at her behest.
It's a common theme in religions. People do things in their honor. They created, they destroyed, they commanded. Past tense, passive action. Masaka is not past tense. She is. I once told you that the reason we generate a supernova prior to our invasion is that it fuels the grand rift that allows us to bring our fleets through. That was a lie. Or at most a half-truth. It does help to expand the rift, but in truth, the subspace supernova expands, consumes, accelerates, and then ripples into the other dimension, where it is then collected by Masaka. All the fury and power of a supernova consumed by one being. She is a living star. What
So-
do you think you could possibly do to fight that?
Oh, I'm not sure myself. But I suppose our stellar physicists might have an idea or two. My job isn't to come up with the plans, to devise the technologies. My job is to implement them, and I will continue to do so until I draw my last breath.
Such confidence.
It is that or die, and there is no point in considering that alternative.
She rises to her feet, stepping over to a console, and presses a switch on it. The language that comes from her is apparently one that the Universal Translator hasn't got the hang of yet. Because pretty much the only word that you understand is withdraw.
Pharrell looks at Nas and Bjorn for a moment.
Nas will let her finish, but she's going to step up beside her and basically hold her hand out and wait for her to be done before speaking.
She settles back, considering the spear in her hands, glances at Nas. A gift. And she hands it over. You can see through the viewports of the bridge flickers of war as the entire Crusade Armada pulls out.
On behalf of the United Federation of Planets, the Klingon Empire, the Gorn Hegemony, and the various factions of the Romulan Star Empire, I accept your surrender.
Bjorn goes over and sits in the command chair. Keys the intercom. All aboard the Lucara. This is Commander Bjorn Bong of the Federation Starfleet. This vessel has been claimed and declared property of the Alliance fighting. My brain just stops working in the middle of that. Fighting the invaders. If you are a Lucaran, stand down and be treated with honor.
Tell them that Lucara died dishonorably. Because in a sense she did. Betraying her nation and her people.
Interesting.
That should break the back of the Lucaran forces.
Lucara died cowering in the command chair like a traitorous dog she is.
She, casually starts removing the armor, which is a little superfluous over the actual Crusader armor anyway. That just felt gaudy.
In essence, they were not your people. Your people were the ones they took. In essence, you're a reborn Iconian.
Yes. Sometimes I wonder how many of the Crusade are left of the ones who started all this.
A question for other people to answer at another time.
I must agree, even though I'm quite curious myself.
Was she wearing a helmet that was part of the armor?
Yes.
And are there any other of the forces around that had been killed or not?
Try that again? I'm not sure what you mean.
Are there any Crusaders around that were dead?
No, she's the only thing left on the bridge.
All right. To complete the theater, Bjorn grabs the helmet section of her armor, puts it on the chair, and just crunches it through with the axe.
She observes this with, if she had an expression instead of just a glowing faceplate, you suspect that she'd be amused.
The Klingons do appreciate their theater.
I would offer to shed some blood for you, but, I don't have any anymore.
I don't particularly care, but I know for the Hollows it will make for good theater. And hopefully prevent loss of needless loss of life.
Pharrell turns and rejoins Ventot with the transdimensional rift generator.
Alrighty, now we can actually talk tech. Now that she's done with
Thank
her
you.
grand.
I'm like sitting there going, why am I even here?
You're here because tech.
Social combat's great, doesn't it?
Right?
It's lovely. And spoilers, you're gonna need it to win the campaign, because I don't think you're gonna have an easy time killing a star.
Easy? No, but then again, if we wanted easy, we wouldn't have volunteered for Starfleet, now would we?
Right?
Has stats, can kill it.
I mean, I do have to kind of invoke the Kane rule here.
I'm not
I mean,
familiar with the Kane rule.
Oh. Hang
You're
on.
dead.
I'll
You're
go-
dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead.
I'll
The
I'll
Kane
go
rule,
find the character sheet and let Lazo explain it.
the Kane rule is from an old joke from an RPG called World of Darkness, which it's got a whole bunch of things, but it's all kind of gothic horror. Vampires,
Oh,
werewolves.
that I remember you towards the
Yes.
beginning of our venture.
There's
I just forgot about
Kane?
it until now.
Kane is the original vampire, and he has a character sheet because everyone begged for a character sheet for him. So White Wolf, the developers, actually created a character sheet, which is literally just in massive letters emblazoned
in the
across most of the stat block, you bleeping lose.
Yeah.
Merits and
It's-
flaws doesn't matter.
Chronicle, yours, unfortunately. Weaknesses. I think my favorite's probably still flaws. Terrible parenting skills.
Yes. You
Anywho.
will know.
You know anything about the lore in that universe? It's so true. Anyway, tech. So, Vintot,
I'm still here.
I would like some rolls from you.
I figured as much. Let's see.
Well,
Specifically,
Okay.
let's see. I'm going to want an insight engineering roll from you.
I'm gonna wait to see how this turns out before I do what I was gonna do.
This is going to be difficulty of 3.
Okay. It's been a while since I've actually done this, and let me see if there's anything I can use to focus.
None of your focuses apply, but you do have cautious engineering, which
Allow me to reroll if I need to.
is a good plan.
Could I assist him?
You could, in fact.
Okay. I am going to
same
say,
stat.
can I take a momentum to get a third die?
We have 2.
Works for me.
Let's see, Pharrell.
My engineering is at 4 and my insight's at 9, so
It's not amazing, but it's not awful. None of your focuses apply either.
I didn't think so.
Okay.
Nor do any of my talents, I believe.
Okay. Just double clicking everything and make sure everything took. Alright. Let's go ahead and do it.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, do I even want to throw in an assist?
I mean, extra
Would you like
momentum.
extra momentum?
Okay. Come on, come on, come on. No! Okay, at least it's not a complication.
Yeah, if you'd rolled a complication, I would have laughed. Because I'm a statistic bitch. Alright.
This should not be news.
Yeah.
So, good news and bad news. Good news, the roof generator is intact and appears to be fully functional. Bad news. Yeah, you're not there. It's going to be difficult to uninstall it.
Let me guess, we got an extended task ahead of us.
Okay, what used to be this thing's main torpedo tube? You know, the giant overcharge thing right below the bridge. Yeah, that's now the rift generator.
So there's no way of disengaging it from the actual ship.
No. Not without reasonably extensive space dock time.
Well, I guess we're taking this bad boy home with us. The ship, not the generator.
Okay.
Didn't
There
talk
is
to
an
Commander
option
Bourne? Or Bjorn?
I'm like 10 feet away.
I thought we were on a lower level. Like, you were up at top, we were on the bottom.
It's true,
Commander,
the levels.
Commander Bentot and I have accessed the generator. Unfortunately, we cannot take it with us. We would have without taking the whole ship with us.
Then I suggest we make preparations to get this vessel underway.
Does the Starbase have dry docks?
If it does, they're too small to hold the Lucara.
Something this big? Yeah.
We can
'Cause
get
the
multiple
Federation-
chunks around them.
It has the facilities to assist. You're not going to be. There's not a full-scale dry dock for it.
Yeah, you would have to take every dry dock in Utopia Planitia, combine them to make for a dry dock to be compatible for the Lucara.
Yeah, but I mean, there are repair crews, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Of course, you do also have something else which could help get this ship in top working order nice and quickly.
Klingon crews?
I was actually thinking of Naz's girlfriend.
Oh.
Do we want to give the Lucara to the Borg?
Absolutely not.
I just figured I'd put it out there.
Okay. For a moment there, I didn't think you actually meant the Borg. I thought you meant his new girlfriend in the Iconian in the suit over there.
You mean Vandrix?
To be fair, Naz does have a lot of girlfriends at this point.
They just keep accumulating.
I mean, she'd have 3 at this point, but one of them's dead.
Sadly.
I mean, do you really want a psychopathic telepath as a girlfriend?
Varela would get... If she was still alive, Varela would be emphatically not wanting to be around her. She would probably be half tempted to phaser her at the next site.
Yeah, I think it's best all around, to be honest, including for Cecina, that she's dead.
Yeah. But hey, there's still Vandrix and Imperator, so, you know, Naz can start building her own harem again. But Naz, I hear you say, in order to make yourself the Great Mother, you need male harem members. That's where genetic engineering comes in, my friends!
I'm just going to point out that one of them is literally an energy being.
Yes, well, so we'll need a lot of genetic engineering.
Not how genetic engineering works.
So you're saying that she's not going to need batteries.
Okay!
We have gone so far off topic. We're stretching the limits of family friendly to the limit, so...
I blame you, Lazu. I blame you, Lazu, for suggesting Naz's girlfriend.
That's entirely fair. I will take the blame here.
All right, so back on topic. Bjorn is going to hail some of the tugs to get this thing towed closer to the starbase to where repair crews can start getting it up and functional enough that we can get it to some sort of staging area that everyone agrees is a valid place to be looking at testing this thing.
I would say probably the Klingons would want to take it back into their space, as it is a Klingon origin ship.
Vandrix is listening in as you debate this and work this out. I'm not sure you should wait.
What is it? What does Misaka have planned?
How soon before her arrival?
I believe it's a matter of days.
Then
When she has
Sorry.
developed enough power to be able to join the battle directly, her ship alone will be able to destroy this entire fleet. Perhaps if you tell me exactly what you have planned for this vessel, then I can propose a solution. Seemingly has something to do with the transdimensional rift generator.
I forgot what the actual plan was. Was it the plan to take the fight into their realm or something?
It's to basically use the rift generator to force all of the Crusade ships back to the other dimension.
Oh, right, a stopgap measure for the next cycle.
Hmm.
Be more prepared for.
So are you going to tell her that?
Sure. Third plot point here.
I will accept Vandrix's parole. Her actions will be my responsibility, Commander.
Bjorn indicates the affirmative with a wave of the hand.
Now that the formalities are out of the way, I guess at that point we will explain the plan.
Before you launch into that, please don't call me Vandrix.
What was your name before?
Taket.
Oh. That's a fitting name, given her talk of vengeance.
Is it wrong of me to say that I like this version better?
Well, no, the other Taket was a whiny bitch, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't stand where she's coming from, but still, Jesus Christ.
She did lose. I mean, to be fair, she did lose her sister. She did lose her arm.
She just has no chill, that's all.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anywho.
She listens to the plan. Intriguing. I'm unsure as to what I will do. But certainly the difficulty in returning to this dimension without a herald will stall them for likely a few years at least.
That will give us time to develop better weapons and tactics. It's not a solution, but it is one that may provide one.
If... Do you intend to try to remove the generator? Install it on another vessel?
In truth, the plan was to acquire this tech, and then proceed from there.
Given the timeline that you're on, that we're on, I'll propose an alternative.
I'm open to hearing it.
Repair the warp drive and power systems of this ship, and then take it into the heart of the Crusade Armada. My withdrawal command will hold for now. There will be confusion, and quite likely, in advance, given recent defeats and stallings, Masaka will instruct her entire fleet to regroup prior to her full ascension. Thus we will be able to remove all of them in one fell stroke. While the Lucara itself, thanks to my authorization codes and its cloaking device, will be able to arrive in the midst of that fleet unsuspected. You can then fire the rift generator and banish all of them.
A daring plan, but then again, so is the rest of the campaign.
They will not suspect me of betrayal, because for a crusader to betray the dream simply is beyond comprehension.
What if that can also work into your advantage, Ticket?
Yes. Does also mean that if we fail, we are caught and will likely have to suffer quite the fate. I'm not even sure what they will do. But I'm sure someone will come up with something creative.
Suspect it will be a fate shared by many, thus giving us incentive, so to speak, to see it succeed.
Assuming that you don't die in the ensuing fight.
That is also an alternative.
It's the preferable one to losing your identity to the dream. Because the worst bit about being a crusader is that you start thinking that all of this real world, is less real than their monuments to the world they loved. We don't just sit around in the other dimension. We're all united in a shared dream of a paradise world, one which I believe was the original homeworld of the ones who started the Crusade. But why they started this, or where that world was, how this grand cycle began, that I do not know. I don't think any of them do. It's a crusade with an objective that they themselves have forgotten.
It's a pointless way to live if you cannot remember why you do things.
That, however, sounds like a question for Starfleet intelligence to ponder.
Right now, we gotta get the ship back into safer space.
Nas is going to go ahead and turn to the Gorn security team with them and ask them to assign the Zadok to tow the, or to organize the tow over to Starbase 234.
Lovely. I believe that would be the end of the Rainbow Line. Wow, the music cuts out right on that map. I could not have
Nice.
timed that better.
Yeah, that was just perfect.
Yeah, and I think we're all kind of stunned about what we learned.
Yeah. I just love that Iconian stuff that you threw in with Vandrix.
You mean Taket?
Yeah.
I was, it's funny actually, I was at work the other day, and my brain just started churning and suddenly pulled together all the connections that I've been scattering around. And yeah, you're going to learn more about them.
Which
in
the,
due course.
the Crusade or the Iconians?
The Crusade. The Iconian thing is pretty much an Easter egg.
See, and what's funny is about halfway through all of that, it occurred to Bjorn that he's going to have to be present for every discussion about what to do with his ship, because in the eyes of the Klingons, it is technically now his.
Oh boy.
Yep. He did, like, for all intents and purposes of his announcement, slay Blue Lucara and took control of the Lucara.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think I've tried to create a storyline and a set of reveals which will paint the Crusaders not necessarily sympathetic, because they've done some pretty awful stuff, but you kind of understand how they came to be what they are and kind of feel sorry for them. Because believe it or not, they did actually have good intentions once upon a time.
Yeah, because as you could tell from Pharrell's last statement, he's kind of starting to feel the sympathy of people that just live without knowing their purpose is a sad one.
So here's my question. Who is overseeing the repairs of the Lucara? Would it be me as a chief engineer knowing about all this stuff, or would it be someone else?
It will probably be you, because you have the most familiarity with
Crusade Tech.
Crusade Tech. But you'll have assistance from Klingons as well.
I'm sure we'll have a Klingon engineer I'll be working with too.
Yep. Plus, of course, the staff on the starbase.
It's pretty much going to be an alliance joint effort with restoring the Lucara.
Pretty much.
Well, I'm sure Klingons wouldn't want the Romulans on that ship, but that's neither here or there right now.
I'll point out that Iran is not technically a Romulan.
And then you've got Imperator going, so I could help with that. I want to help with that.
I can take a look at. I can take a look at that rift generator for you, Not.
Maybe I could improve it. I could build you a new one.
So
It would be great.
let's go get some red matter.
I was thinking the same thing, actually, when we heard about this Masaka being a living star.
Ew.
And then I have to have the question, though. How does a living star have a ship?
Very carefully.
One thing I can think of is the Charon from Discovery. Where it had, like, it was the mycelium network, like, was like a star. to
That
power it.
ridiculous thing.
Mm. Would you like me to tell you?
Are you gonna? Are
Do
you
you want to
seriously?
spoil something for another episode, or?
It's not a major spoiler.
Oh,
Um, she's literally the power core of an arc.
Oh.
well.
Like, there's a bunch of arcs, and most of them are just conventional, really big ships. But her specific one, she basically is the power core and the computer of it.
Is her arc bigger than all the other ones?
Yes. Yes, it is.
I knew you were gonna do that. So what? It's gonna be like 3-4 times the size of a board cube.
Let's just say it like this, I think. We have our Star Destroyers now. They're bringing in the Super Star Destroyer.
Good one.
But yeah, it's big and it's scary, and the cat's not kidding. Masaka can literally. The reason that most people don't survive the initial invasion is she gets to charge up on a supernova and then she wipes everything out.
But thanks to Spock stopping the Hovis Nova, the energy was not able to be absorbed as.
I
as
wouldn't
much.
say it was stopped. I'd say it was contained.
Yep, it was I mean, it was kind of stopped. It was contained and thrown off before it could transition into the other dimension.
So she didn't get her supercharge.
Yep,
Somebody didn't bring her coffee.
exactly.
And now she's on a coffee withdrawal rampage.
So
We're just gonna
Yeah,
tell
what do
Janeway
you-
that we're just gonna tell Janeway that she's coming to destroy all the coffee. We'll get whatever we want.
yeah, if Janeway hears that the Crusade is threatening to destroy all coffee, then she'll take down Masaka herself with her bare hands.
Like, screw Masaka. It's Jane we gotta worry about now.
What do you think?
So here's my next little thought that I'm thinking. Okay, we know Masaka, and we know from the episode from Teenage if the name escapes me right now, is that we have this whole situation with Gorgano, the one that chases after Masaka.
Mm-hmm.
Is he coming into if we're going to meet him or something like him?
You will find out why he's no longer.
Okay. And my brain just made the connection of Masaka is the living star because she is the sun god.
Mhm.
And Gorgano is the moon.
Exactly. That's what made a connection.
Don't tell me Masaka slew Gorgano.
Spoilers.
Yeah. They don't tell me. I did say don't tell me.
All right, we can end it there.
Yeah.
I just kind of had this thought going, Gorgano's got to be coming into this somehow.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, to be honest, but I will say no more. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that.
All right.
Oh, lordy,
Yeah.
yes, that was fun.
Okay. One real question, and this is actually not about the game. I'm going to ask everybody here. Has everybody seen the new episode of Discovery yet?
No.
No, I do not have CBS All Access.
Yeah, and I think if I'm gonna watch Discovery again, I think I'll wait until at least of it has been aired, and then I'll probably consider going back, getting my free trial thing.
I will say, no spoilers, but I am adoring it already.
I love it myself, too, and I'll leave it there as well. I was wondering if we wanted to do like maybe about 10 minutes like discussing it, but since only 2 of us have seen it, apparently.
Yeah. The one thing I will say, which I think is kind of cool, is something which someone on Reddit predicted, which is that it feels a lot more like traditional Star Trek. Like we had the grand arc of the first season where it was a lot more actiony and a lot more akin to the Abrams stuff in a way, and they kind of had to bring it around full circle with particularly the personal arc of Michael going from doing whatever is necessary to her grand speech at the end of, if you do that, then we lose the Federation. And replacing it's the symbology of having Lorca as a mirror universe asshole in charge, and all of the
Real quick, sorry. Has everybody seen the first season?
Yes.
Yes.
No, but at this,
for free.
yeah. I will admit no, but at this point, I don't mind spoilers because I'll get around to it eventually once it's on something like Netflix or whatever.
Okay.
I wouldn't hold my breath, Dak.
Probably not, but
I mean, to be honest, I watched the first season through Gray Means while I was in the States.
I've watched it through Amazon.
But yeah, the first season is all about grey morality and is a lot more action-packed, and the whole arc bit is coming back towards the heart of what makes Star Trek. And in a way, that the comment on Reddit was that it was a journey not just for the show, but for the modern audience who is a lot more used to the Abrams style of writing, to bring back around to the more upright, I guess, style of classic Star Trek.
Kind of more positive.
I truly thought that the first season was in keeping of Star Trek, in that Michael Burnham was the fixed figure for trying to keep everybody on the straight and narrow in terms of being what Starfleet is supposed to be about, even in the face of intense odds.
Yeah.
Alright, well, if we are done with the game and game talk, everyone, I'm going to head out. I will see you all throughout the week.
Let's go ahead and wrap it up,
Yeah,
Lazu.
let's wrap it up. So, next week. Wait, next week. What's next week? Next week is the 27th. Don't want to skip that.
next Saturday would be the 26th.
26th. Yes. Right, yes, because it's 2:41 a.m. That messes with my head. Okay, so the 26th.
And I imagine we'll be back to our normal time slot.
Yeah, 26th should be fine, question mark.
I may not be able to make next week because of birthday stuff. I will know later on this week. I don't know what time it is, but we are doing a Cirque du Soleil show. So,
okay. Because my hesitation is I have the 25th off of work, which is nice, but I have the 25th off because I am going to visit family, which means that I'm going to be traveling and moving around and doing stuff when I would normally be asleep. So my sleep schedule is going to be all kinds of broken.
Okay,
So do we want to plan for the week after then? The second?
Yeah, let's
I
just...
think we might want to. Yeah, so next session is going to be the 2nd. Of course, the second and the 9th are going to be exciting because I'll be into overtime, but I should still be able to do things. Because we're busy around Valentine's Day.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
Oh, right. I forgot you work on a sex.
Hey,
Yep. Anyway, so yes, the next episode will be on the 2nd, and we hope that you will all join us for that among the Embers.